Hello everyone. Before I begin, I would like to ask you a simple question. How many of you still remember everything you memorized for an exam 5 years ago? Maybe some of you remember a little. Maybe most of you don't. Now, let me ask you another question. Do you remember learning how to ride a bicycle? Or maybe your favorite childhood game? I believe almost everyone remembers those experiences. Why this happened? Because experience stay with us much longer than memories facts. Now, imagine a 4-year-old child. One child is sitting quietly at a desk, repeating the alphabet again and again after the teacher. A, B, C, D, and then the child can recite every letter perfectly. Now another child is outside, searching for an object beginning with the letter B, such as ball, butterfly, book. The child is excited, asking questions, touching the object, laughing with friends, and making discoveries. Both child are learning. But which child truly understands the meaning behind the letters? Which child is more likely to remember the lesson tomorrow? And most importantly, which child is actually enjoying the process of learning? This question brings us to today's topic. Why play-based learning is more effective than rote learning? As the future educators, our responsibility is not simply to fill the children's mind with information. Our responsibility is to help children become curious learners, creative thinkers, confident communicators, and compassionate individuals. So today, I will explain 4 reasons why play-based learning is a far better approach than rote learning. First, play makes learning meaningful. Second, play develops essential 21st century skill. Third, play support holistic child development. And finally, play increase children's motivation and confidence. So, let's begin. Point number 1. Play makes learning meaningful. My first point is that play makes learning meaningful. Young children do not learn best by simply listening or memorizing. Instead, they learn through doing. According to educational psychologist Jean Piaget, children construct knowledge by interacting with their environment. This means children understand concepts better when they experience them directly. Let's compare two situations. Imagine a teacher asking children to memorize numbers from 1 to 10. The children repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They may pronounce every number correctly. But if you suddenly ask them, can you give me 5 apples? Some children might not know how. Why? Because they memorize the numbers without understanding the concept of quantity. Now imagine another class. The teacher prepares colorful building blocks. And then the children count the blocks while stacking towers. Some children count leaves correctly from the garden. Others count toys animals. Suddenly, the numbers become real. Children are touching, moving, comparing, and thinking. Learning becomes meaningful because children can connect abstract ideas with real life experience. Play also allows children to ask questions naturally. They become curious. For example, what happens if I add another block? Why is my tower taller than others? And what if I build in differently? This curiosity encourages deeper understanding instead of simple memorization. Research consistently shows that meaningful learning improves long-term memory. Children remember experience much longer than isolate the facts. As the famous Chinese philosopher Confucius once said, I hear and I forgot. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Play allows children to understand, and understanding is far more valuable than memorization. So now, we will continue to the point number 2. Let's move to the second point. Play develops 21st century skill. Today's children are growing up in a rapidly changing world. Many future careers do not even exist yet. Therefore, education should not only teach children what to think, it should teach them how to think. Through play, children naturally develop important lifelong skills. The first skill is critical thinking and problem solving. Imagine children building a tower with wooden block. The tower suddenly falls. Do they give up? Usually not. Instead they ask, what went wrong? Should I use the bigger blocks? Maybe I should build a wide base? Realizing it, they are solving problems. The second skill is creativity. Give a child a cardboard box. Adults see it as a rubbish, but children see a spaceship, a castle, a pirate ship, maybe a supermarket or an ambulance. Display encourage imagination, and imagination is the foundation of innovation. The third skill is communication and collaboration. When children pretend to run a restaurant together, they need to communicate with others. One child becomes the chef, another becomes the customer, and another one becomes the waiter. So, they negotiate the roles, they solve disagreement, they practice listening and speaking respectfully. This communication skill cannot be fully developed through worksheet alone. Finally, play builds adaptability. Games don't always go as a plan. Children learn to adjust. They learn resilience. They learn flexibility. These are exactly the skills employers around the world value today. Therefore, play is not wasting time. Play is preparing children for the future. Now, let's look at the third reason. Play support holistic development. A child is much more than academic achievement. Children develop in many different areas. Simulation, play support every aspect of development. First, cognitive development. Children learn to observe, compare, classify, predict, and reason. Simple games often involve mathematical thinking, scientific exploration, and decision making. Second, language development. During pretend play, children use new vocabulary. Naturally, imagine children pretending to be a doctor. They will learn words like passion, medicine, temperature, and appointment. Instead of memorizing the vocabulary, they use language meaningfully. Now, third, physical development. Outdoor play strengthens gross motor skill. Children run, jump, balance, and climb. Indoor activities such as drawing, cutting paper, and building with block improve fine motor skills that needed later for writing. Fourth, social and emotional developments. Perhaps this is one of the greatest benefits of play. Children will learn empathy, they learn sharing, they learn how to be patient, they learn to wait for their turns. Sometimes they lose a game, but sometimes they win. Both situations teach emotional regulation. Children will also learn conflict resolution. Instead of adults solving every problem, children will begin negotiating independently. This social experiment prepare children not only for school, but for life. Play truly develop the whole child mind, body, emotion, and relationship with others. My final point is that play increase motivation and confidence. Let's think, what about this? Would you rather spend 2 hours memorizing facts from a textbook or learning through exciting activities? Most of us will choose the second option. Children are no different. When learning feels enjoyable, children naturally become motivated. They participate willingly, they ask more questions, they stay focused longer, and most importantly, they become active learners instead of passive listeners. Play also creates a safe environment for making mistakes. Imagine a child building a bridge with blocks. The bridge collapses, but nobody scolds to the children. Nobody gives a failing grade. Instead, the child smiles and says, "I will try again." This simple moment builds resilience. Children begin to understand that mistakes are part of learning. This is known as a growth mindset. Children with a growth mindset believe that intelligence can improve through effort and practice. This confidence stays with them throughout life. Eventually, children no longer learn because someone tells them to. They learn because they genuinely enjoy discovering new things. And I believe that is the ultimate goal of education. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have explored 4 important reasons why play-based learning is more effective than rote learning. First, play makes learning meaningful. Second, play develops essential 21st century skills. Third, play support holistic child development. Finally, play builds motivation and confidence. Play is not simply entertainment. It is not just playing. It is purposely learning. It's transformed children from passive receiver of information into active explorers of knowledge. As educator, parent, and future teacher, we should ask ourselves one important question. Are we preparing children to pass today's test or preparing them to success in tomorrow's world? I would like to end with this quotation. Children may forget what we ask them to memorize, but they will never forget what they discover through play. So, let us give children opportunities to explore, to imagine, to question, to create, and to learn through play. Because when children play, they are not escaping learning. They are experiencing learning in its most natural and meaningful form. Thank you very much for your attention. I truly appreciate your time. Thank you. So now, let's continue with Q&A session. Question number 1. You mentioned that play is more effective than rote learning. Does that mean rote learning has no place in early childhood education? Okay, thank you for your question. I don't believe that rote learning is completely unnecessary. Memorization still has its place, especially when children need to remember alphabet sounds, numbers, nursery rhymes, or emergency information. However, memorization should come after understanding. Play-based learning helps children to understand the concept first, while rote learning can later reinforce that understanding. Therefore, both approach can complement each other, but play-based learning should be the primary approach in early childhood education. Okay, now continue with question number 2. Some parents think children should start reading and writing as early as possible. How could you convince them that play-based learning is still important? Okay, thank you for your question. I would explain that play-based learning does not delay academic learning. Instead, it provides a strong foundation for literacy and numeracy. Through storytelling, role-play games, and hands-on activities, children naturally develop language, vocabulary, and early mathematical concepts. Research also shows that children who enjoy learning during their early years are more motivated and perform better academically in the future. Now continue with the last question. You mentioned that play develops 21st century skill. Which skill do you think is the most important? Okay, thank you for that question. In my opinion, critical thinking is the most important 21st century skill because it enables children to analyze the situation, solve the problems, and make informed decisions. During play, children constantly think that different solutions, test their ideas, and learn from mistakes. This skill is valuable not only in school but also in everyday life and future careers. So that's all from me. Thank you.